Hey everybody, welcome back to Works Garage. In today's video, we will be installing the Beat-Sonic Encore X digital sound processor and amp. Let's get this started. Today's video is supported by my Amazon affiliate link in the description below. Please check out that list, as it will have parts I may have already installed in past videos, and it will have a curated list of other products I recommend. I really appreciate your support. Now let's get back to the video. In the box, here's your Velcros for under the seat. We'll use those later. Here's a USB cable so you can link onto it and change the sound profile if you want to. I'm just going to go with what's out of the box in this video, as it's supposed to be set up for the factory speakers. Here is a wiring harness. We'll dive into that here in a few. They've included for me, they included a couple key chains here, jet tags or whatever you want to call them. Again, some 5 horsepower stickers if you like that kind of thing. And here's the amplifier or digital sound processor. We'll get a little better look when I take it out of the bag here. But for this install, you will need a JIS screwdriver. You will need a ratchet with longer extension, a 10mm socket, a panel removal tool, and I recommend a metal magnetic dish to put all your bolts and screws in. You'll need some tape and a rag to cover up your shift knob and your climate controls so you don't scratch them up. First step will be to take the side panel off here. Then you are going to transition to this panel right here. You'll pop this panel right here up. Now you will see there's a Phillips screw right over here we need to take out after removing this panel here, so we can get this here off. Don't forget to take your second screw here out. Takes a little bit to get it out, don't be afraid. Next we'll need to unplug this panel right here going down. We're going to tape it up first, because pulling that off could scratch this up. I'm going to cover this guy up too. I don't want it to get scratched. And you'll want to do the steering wheel. Now for this panel right over here, there's a black screw on the bottom down here I will remove, and then I'll just kind of pull it out gently. Leave this plugged in. Do not unplug this. I've had other instructions from Toyota saying to not unplug it. So pull this back here, and we'll unplug that little hazards cable with your little finger here. We have 4 screws here in the corners here. Do not do this top one here. There is a top one and a bottom one. It's only the bottom one on both corners, both lower corners. Only 110 up top, one over here, and the same thing on the other corner. And just a heads up for what they are very long. Now that I've got all those out, we're going to make sure everything is covered here. This came out a little easier because I've already had this out once. If you'll want to look, you can see my subwoofer OEM kicker subwoofer install video where I had it out. I think I'm going to put the emergency brake down. Leave your emergency brake down if you've got it in gear. That's all you need. Okay, so now we've got that out. That's why I told you to cover everything. I just rubbed the steering wheel, but I'm protected. Now that we've got everything out, on the back side here, both the bottom two is a 6 plug and a 10 plug, I believe they're calling these. Both of these two will need to be unplugged. Very simple, just press on the little pressers and pull them out. the harness you will use. You will plug that into the back of the radio and into your other stuff you have here. You may see here that I have the OEM subwoofer, so it does harness off of the 10 plug. I think it's a 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 plug. It did not harness off of the 6 plug here. So that'll be the first time I piggybacked off of this. So the Beat-Sonic will go into the radio, then it'll come out of the radio, piggyback onto the OEM subwoofer, and then piggyback onto the factory wiring harness. Just to show some more context here on the Beat-Sonic wiring harness, this end from the amp, the new digital sound processor, will plug into the back of the radio. This end will plug into the factory harness there, and the same for these two here, the male and female. Now we need to snake our cable down here. It'll be kind of cumbersome. Once you get your cabling to come out down into here, it will come out about right in here. I'm not going to sugar coat it or cookie coat it. It is kind of hard to get it out. You want to fish it towards the back in the corner, down, and then you have to start tucking it in along here, all the way along the seat, somewhere around the seat belt, which it looks like it's attached to the seat. Then you will bring it down here, down the side in front of the floor mat. The problem I have is my Tux mats come up too far. I believe they come up a lot further than the factory mat. An advantage to adding this is you've added all these ports to make it where you could amplify and add more power to your speakers. So it does have a special set for a subwoofer if you're doing a non-OEM subwoofer. Again, this would be the port I was telling you about with the USB cable that was included. I think you can adjust the sound with an app from the Beat-Sonic website onto your Windows computer. There's where you would plug in, of course, your wiring harness that was snaked down. I'm going to plug it up and give it a test here. Let's see where we're at before I put everything in place. I tested everything and everything is working just fine. I ran a test and everything sounds great. It's working. It sounds better. You can hear the voices are more there. I'm going to reverse order reinstall by putting the 4 bolts into the radio. Plug this guy on. Then this guy and the panel here and the 1 screw there, and then we'll give her a real official test and you guys will be able to hear it. In order to get this to mount down properly under the seat, like I was saying, this Tux mat is way too thick. I guess I'm going to have to remove it. Nobody sits in the back seat anyways, so I'll remove this, put back in the factory carpet, and put it right in front of it like I've seen done, or it says in the instruction pamphlet. After removing the Tux mat because it was too thick like I showed you, I put my Velcro strips on the top side where it said Beat-Sonic, laid it down here with this portion right here with the vents up. That's why it looks upside down. I think those are vents and let heat out from what I could feel when it was running. The plug-ins are over here if you needed them for an amp. The plug comes out the front here, drapes around and comes underneath here. I tucked all that I could tuck up in here, leaving it really super tight around here so that it doesn't, in front of the amp, so that it doesn't rub onto anything. Now, if you're never going to have no one sit in your back seat, here's the best place for it. Because I can pull the seat up and back and it never rubs. It's not touching the bottom of the seat for any heat coming off of the amp because it does get a little warm. And you've got your little ducts here setting up. You can pull your seat back fairly far and it never touches those ducts pretty much and lets the heat out of the amp. The other side in the processing unit, the other side has its ducts there, letting the heat out. To be honest, that's how I'm going to do it because nobody sits in here anyway. The first thing I noticed after installing the Encore X Beat-Sonic DSP amplifier was that the vocals sound like they're more here-ish in the center of the car. They're very crisp. Even the instruments that are in the background, the difference, you can hear a more tighter, crisp bass. It sounds higher end. Now the volume I noticed, I used to have to turn it because I like it really loud again. I used to turn it to about 20,
22-ish, somewhere around there, depending upon if it was music like Amazon Music or Spotify, and the type of compression the music had depended on the volume, 20 to 22. Now it's somewhere between 16 and 18 is where I'm listening to it at now. So the volume has went up at the same time as being a crisper, cleaner sound. Keep in mind, you're gonna have to go off of what I'm telling you, because I don't know that it'll come through on your home speakers. In the future, I will be upgrading the door speakers in the door here, and the ones up here, the mid-range one up here, because I've heard that the back speakers don't really do much for you. The little ones back here, they don't do a lot. So I'll probably do that towards the last. And this is going to wrap today's video up. If you could please do me a solid, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little bell. That would be greatly appreciated. And remember, put a little something positive out there, and positivity will find you. Peace out.